Yeah.
We'll go to the other big blockbuster movie
Right.
this summer.
Yeah. So here we go. Superman.
Superman.
So, right. So, all right. So Superman came out July 11th. We both saw it. I saw it. I was able to see it again this past weekend. I really enjoyed it, as my shirt says.
Yeah.
Um, but I'll throw it back to you again to say what did you think of it, and we'll go from there.
All right. So just to set the stage, though, I saw this film in Ocean City
Oh, that's
when we
right.
were
That's right.
away, and I think we saw the film in the theater you and I used to go to when I'd go down to the shore with you and your family,
Yeah, yeah. It's
which was
funny
really
because
cool.
yeah, because you were like, oh, I think we've seen movies in here, and I right away I knew exactly what theater you were
Yeah.
talking about, and then I was yeah, yeah, yeah. So that is pretty cool. As a matter of
It was funny because when I said to Nick, I was like, "Well, I think this is a smaller theater. It's not going to be like a big theater like we're used to. I think because I thought it was older. But we went
yeah,
in there. I don't know if they've redone it or anything, but
they
the
had.
screen was nice and big.
Oh,
Like it
that's
was,
good.
yeah,
They
it was a
had
good,
to yeah, they had to have redone it because I remember being small.
yeah. So it was
So
like, yeah, the theater was nice and big. I mean, I think there
oh
was like three or four theaters.
oh
If
really?
I think there were.
Oh, I see. I don't
There were at
remember.
least three. There were at least three.
Oh, they must have redone because I think there used to just be like one, wasn't there? I mean, maybe I'm not
I
remembering.
don't remember, but
Yeah.
I definitely we walked in and I was like, I know I've been here with
You're
Grant.
right.
Like
You're
we
like
saw some
I.
movie. I know we did this.
Oh, that's
So I
funny.
thought that was pretty cool. Anyway,
That is cool. Yeah.
a little of our history.
Yeah.
Uh, but that aside, the movie itself was great. Like I really liked this movie. It got a DC movie that I really enjoyed.
Yes.
And I just thought they did great with this film again. They it was a great way to like kind of reboot the universe,
Yeah.
and it really is. It's almost like they're throwing everything that came before in the
Oh,
trash and
yep.
starting fresh. And like the characters are different. Just the attitude of people. Like there's there's a one scene in the film where uh Superman's talking to Lois and they're having like a deep conversation in the background. There's this whole battle going on behind him that he's not involved in. They're just and it's just sort of a thing that happens in that universe and everybody's kind of
Right.
cool
Yeah.
with it.
Right. Then she's like,
Uh
shouldn't you help them? He's like, nah. He goes, it's just a dimensional imp or something. He
yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah, so I really liked it. I liked all the characters. I love what they did with Superman. Um, I just think I'm excited about the future of the DC universe, where they're
Yes.
going to go with it here,
Yes.
because
Yes.
I thought they really did a nice job with Superman. He's the Superman that I think we were looking for. At least the
Yes.
Superman I was looking for, because that last Superman, I don't know what the hell that was, but that was not Superman to me. Like
No.
I was really disappointed in that version of Superman.
Yeah. That's what I said. I think I said to you after I saw it. I said, after years of doom and gloom,
Yes.
when it comes to Superman, it was nice to have a bright, happy, like positive, feel good Superman. Like,
Right.
and that, you leave this movie, you feel good. You like,
Yes.
yeah, there's a smile on your face. Yes, there's ups and downs and drama and all that stuff, but like, it's just a very positive, uplifting movie. And that's what Superman should be. And I don't know, they just really, I mean, I'm going to give James Gunn credit here. He just really distilled down like what Superman is and what it
Yes.
should be, and and it's perfect. I mean, yes, he's hokey, he's a little cheesy, and
Yes.
and I mean, he's got all the classic Silver Age. He's got Crypto the Super Dog and wears a
Yeah.
cape, and that's fine because
Yeah.
what I mean. That's because that's what it is. Embrace the silliness,
Yeah.
embrace
Yes.
all the stuff that he's got the Superman robots and he's the Fortress of Solitude and
Yeah.
just all the stuff and that's what makes him Superman, and just just embrace it, and just and they did such a nice job with it all. I was so
Yeah.
pleased, and
And
good.
good. No, I can't help like, and I don't want to be like the comparisons, but like I couldn't. I think they lost me in that last Superman, the Man of Steel. That's what it was, right? Man
Yeah,
of Steel.
yeah, yeah.
I think they lost me in Man of Steel when he could have saved his father and he watched him die. And I was
Yes.
like,
Right.
I don't know what this is, but it
Right.
ain't Superman.
Nope.
Right? You know?
Up until in that movie, up until that point, I remember thinking, well, this is different. And I
Yeah.
remember thinking like, okay, I'm trying to be I remember thinking like, okay, yeah, they're trying to modernize them and do some stuff. And I was on board. But that whole sequence with the tornadoes coming and he's like, Jonathan Kent's like, no, like,
Right.
don't, and Superman's like, oh, okay. And, yeah, I'm like, what is this? This is
Yeah.
ridiculous, and yeah, once that happened, they lost me. And yeah, and then it just went downhill from there. I mean, the next movie was all about him and Batman fighting. It's like, well, and no, why? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
no, they're not best friends, but they actually are best friends. But I mean, like you can have, I don't know. It's a
Yeah.
whole, there's a whole. I'm really looking for based on this. I'm really looking forward to see the DC universe's version of Batman, because the Batman that's a separate thing.
Yeah. That's it. Right.
So I'm curious to see how they do that. I mean, I think it'll be, it'll be its own thing, it'll be,
Right.
but I'm looking forward to see how that all comes together.
Right. And the because there is sort of like a natural conflict between Superman and Batman because Batman's a little darker,
Yeah, yeah.
so it'll be interesting to see how they play that off of this Superman who is like just good, right? Like
Yes,
he's
right.
just all like saving squirrels and
Oh my God, that was
like
right.
and the thing that like I love that the thing that really set him off was with Luthor was crypto, like
Yep.
when he goes in there and he's like, where's the dog,
Yeah.
um like
Right. That really, yeah.
yeah, it sort of gives you an idea who this guy is, and um and he's saving the kid, and like I mean this is who Superman is, right? I,
Right.
I just really I really liked it. I think the guy who plays him, I think he he fits the mold a little, like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
because that's what I like. I always felt kind of bad for Jim, or is it not
Oh,
Jim Caviezel,
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Cavill, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I thought Henry Cavill looked like Superman,
Yes.
and it was just that the way that those movies went, I don't think he ever had the opportunity to do the character justice.
Right.
Um, but I thought he looked great in the
Oh
suit.
yeah, yeah.
But this guy, I think he looks really good in the
Yeah.
suit. Like he sort of like I think they he looks good as Clark Kent, and he looks the part of Superman, I thought. Um,
Yeah. I was surprised because, going in, you're like, all right, it's a new Superman. I have to get used to this. But within the first, you know, 5 minutes of the movie, you know what I mean? Like it was
yeah,
just, boop, hey, Superman, and that was it. Like I didn't have to take me very long at all to just, okay.
yeah.
I was on board, and I don't know. I just it got right away, just, and he looks great.
And I really liked how this movie started.
Yeah.
And it like Fantastic Four, like they were like, we're not going to bother. Everybody knows what Superman's origin is. We're not going to bother with any of that. And I kind of like that it started with him sort of getting beat up,
Yeah.
and I thought that was really good, like how the film started, and I really like that scene. I also really like Lois. I should say
Yes.
that. I thought the Lois in this movie was great.
She was
I
really good.
the Lois in the old movie in the Man of Steel, who was what's
Um,
that actor's name?
um, Amy Adams.
Amy Adams, who I really like as an actress, but not in, like I did not think she
No.
ever fit the part
Yeah,
well at all.
I did not care for her version of
Yeah,
Lois at all. Whereas this Lois, this is Lois.
yeah,
This again, I'm like this,
yeah.
this,
This, and I forget what her name, Bro Shannon, I don't know how to pronounce her last name,
yeah. I
but
know
she was,
she was in I can't remember her name, but she was in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on
yeah,
Amazon. It was a comedy, and she played a comedian, and she was really, really good in that. And the minute they announced her for this, I'm like, oh, she's perfect, So I
Yeah.
was excited to see her in this.
Yeah, it's Rachel Brosnahan. I don't know how to pronounce it,
Okay.
but I thought she was great.
Yes.
And that scene, oh, I really like that scene at when it they're in her apartment and she's interviewing him like a
Oh,
reporter.
yeah, yeah.
I love that scene. I thought that scene
Oh,
was great. It kind of establishes who these two people
it
are,
perfectly. Yes.
you
Yeah.
know, and really, and it sort of set up the movie. Like I thought that was a great scene. That it wasn't there wasn't a whole lot of action or anything like that, but
No,
there
but
just those two that scene in her apartment when she was interviewing, I thought was
it
fantastic.
was great because like she's really pressing him for answers,
Yes,
and then he just gets mad, but he's like, people were going to die,
yeah,
and and that then he just kind of you could see like that's all he cared about.
right.
He just wanted to save people. He just wanted to
He's
do
not worried
good.
about the politics. He's not worried
Right.
about any of this other stuff. He's just trying to save people.
Right. Just wants to do good. And, and that's just perfectly summed up Superman. Like
Yeah.
that's Superman. Yeah, it was really, really well done. And, but yeah, but it was a lot of fun though. I mean, a lot of good stuff. I mean, a lot of good, I was really, crypto was really, I really enjoyed crypto
I know.
because like, going into the movie, I'm like, oh, I was kind of afraid that he might be a bit much, like I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, and he was great.
Yeah.
He had a story, like you know what I mean. Like he served purpose within the story. Like some there was he provided some comic relief and stuff like that. But like he was really good, um, and cute. I mean, it really did a nice job with him. I really,
Yeah. I
really,
love I love that when he's talking about him and he's like, he's not even that good a dog.
I know, right, right,
Right? Like,
right,
but like
right.
that was a great that was a
Yeah, 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 right. It's not even that good of a dog, but he's probably he's alone and he's probably scared.
right,
Like
right.
yeah, and you're just like, like that's yeah, that was really good. But yeah, I really, really liked it. I liked the guy that played Luther,
Yes.
Nicholas Holt, I think his name is.
Yes.
Okay. He's been in a bunch of other stuff. He was the Beast in some of the X-Men movies, the later ones, I believe. Um, but he was really good. He's one of those guys, like as an actor, he might be lovely, but as an actor visually, he's always one of those guys I was never quite a huge fan of because he felt like he had a very like punchable face type of thing, right?
Yes.
And
Like he
so
makes a good villain. Yeah.
when they cast him as Luther, I'm like, oh, perfect. And just based on that alone, and in the movie, he was great because that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to punch him. That's
Yeah.
and he was such a good bad. He was a good Luther, but he was a good bad guy. And I liked how they they modernized Luther a little bit for this. I mean, you know,
Yes. Definitely.
like, and he wasn't bumbling, and he was he was to be taken seriously, and but they had the whole like tech bro thing kind of in there, and yes,
Yes.
he was he was rich and wealthy and all that stuff, but they had a lot of stuff going on, and they really did a nice job with him, and the manipulation of the politics on the world, like he's in league with another country and doing shady stuff,
Right.
and it just felt very timely, perhaps you could say,
Yes.
and
Yes.
yeah. But yeah, but he was really good, and a good Luther, a good bad guy.
Yeah. He was really great. Um, and like kind of intense, and there were
Yeah,
some really good scenes there between the two of them. Um, yeah, he was a great bad guy. I thought he was fantastic. Um, what else did I like? The what is it? The League of
oh,
Gear,
the Justice Gang.
the Justice Gang,
So
uh,
that's like
was
a
great.
yeah, that's like a precursor to the Justice League, but I don't. The Justice Gang they've never called themselves that in the comics at all. So that was kind of funny though, because they're like that's not our name. He's like, oh, that's our name. Yeah.
So now, are they getting a show or something? Am I hearing that? It-
No, so all right. So the Justice Gang right now is Green Lantern, who is Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, and at the end, Metamorpho looked like he was joining.
yeah,
And so Then for DC, there's Peacemaker. Season two is coming up. And so season two is going to sort of explain what remained canon from season one
Okay.
into season two. We have Supergirl, the movie's coming out next summer.
Yes.
And then
And I
TV
kind
show.
of like how, like, from what I've heard about that, like, I like that, like, that she's a little rougher around the edges because her upbringing wasn't like his, and
Yes.
I kind of like that. Like, I like how where they're headed with that, you know?
Yeah. Apparently hers is going to be more off planet. Hers is going to be in space and it's going to be her sort of like kind of finding herself in space. But it's just, she is rougher around the edges and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So, um, but then we're going to get a Lanterns show in 26. They haven't announced when yet. And
Okay.
that's going to be Hal Jordan and John Stewart, but Guy Gardner will make an appearance in that.
Okay.
So maybe that's what you were seeing that he was getting is that, there's a talk of that. And there's also talk of maybe Mr. Terrific getting his own TV
Yeah.
show.
That's what I'd heard something about Mr. Terrific because I think he because I'll say this, like, those guys, or at least Mr. Terrific, ended up playing a pretty major role in the movie, which
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting at all.
right.
I figured those guys were just kind of like show up as guests, and that was all we are gonna, they were gonna have, like, be there for some fight or something like that, and then they were
Yeah.
gonna go away.
Oh
But
yeah, I
Mr.
did. I
Terrific, like, plays a pretty major role in the movie,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And he's I mean I knew all the characters, but Mr. Terrific, I read when I was reading the comics he was introduced in, and so I know who Mr. Terrific is, and I've always liked him, but he's never been a favorite. He's just he's Mr. Terrific. He's all right.
Yeah,
And this movie made him a favorite. I mean, he was really, really good.
yeah, he was great.
And I mean, just the whole sequence where he puts the dome over Lois and he's outside just kicking everybody's
Yeah,
butt. And whatever that song was, I really like the song choice, but
yeah,
she's just in the bubble, like, and he's just doing his, has his T spheres and he's doing all, and that was a
yeah,
great, great sequence. And I'm like, man, Mr. Terrific is kicking butt.
yeah.
He was really good. I just loved it. I love the one, I'm going to curse, but I loved the one line at the very end when the guy's like something like, I can help you. And he's like, I don't need your help. I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific. Oh, that line gets me every time. It just cracks
Yeah.
me up.
Yeah, he was great.
He was great. Oh, he was really good. But I did like Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner too, because Guy Gardner's another, he's a Green Lantern, but he's a favorite. He's been around he's been around since the 60s, but the jerk version
Yeah.
of him has been around since the 80s. And he's in my favorite version of the Justice League. And yeah, he was just fantastic. I love that. I love that
Yeah.
character. He's just pompous and cocky and a bit of an ass, and he was really, really, really good.
And
I
and I
enjoyed
thought
seeing him.
Nate Fillion, I thought, did a nice job with him. Like, I wasn't
Yeah.
sure. I was like, can Nate Fillion be like a, you know, asshole? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and like, again, he was good.
He was really good, man. I loved it. And they had the haircut down pat because his hair looks like that in the comics. She's like, Lois Lane's like, that haircut should be illegal. He's like, what'd you say?
Yeah.
Uh, that was great. I love the Hall of Justice. So
Yes.
in the old Super Friends cartoon, the Hall of Justice is, it looks like it looks, but it was based on a train station in Cincinnati, and that's where they shot the Hall
Oh,
of Justice scene.
really?
Yes, if you Google Hall of Justice Cincinnati, it's
Okay.
based on a train station, so that's where they got the look from. So then they went there and they shot the movie there, and that's some of the exteriors are there and stuff like that.
I did not know that.
It's really, yeah, it's really cool. Now
Okay.
I want to go there now just to be like, oh, check it out.
Yeah, go see the Hall of
Yeah,
Justice.
yeah. But so that was really neat. I thought that was really fun. Hawker, I liked. She was fun. I liked her and Metamorpho. It's odd they didn't call Metamorpho in the movie, but so he's Rex, the Element Man, Rex
Okay.
Mason, the Element Man. But his superhero name's Metamorpho,
Okay.
and they've never said his name in the movie. And I'm like, well, what are you jipping off Meta? What are
Yeah.
jip Metamorpho?
Yeah, because I was wondering, like, I didn't know, like, and honestly, I knew Guy Gardner, I
Okay.
didn't know. I think I'd heard of Mr. Terrific. Of course, I've heard of Hawkgirl,
Yeah.
but like I didn't know any of these characters. So when Metamorpho was introduced, I didn't know who he was,
Okay.
you know.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, okay, he's going to be part of the like by the end of the movie, I was like, oh, okay, he's going to be part of the Justice League. It looks like,
Yeah. Right.
but I
Yeah.
didn't know who the character was. But yeah, really, really interesting and a really good job.
So in the comics, one of my more favorite storylines is, and it's different from the obviously the movie, but Metamorpho's baby is being held by his father-in-law, and he wants to, and Metamorpho and his father-in-law do not get along, so he went to go see his baby, and he goes and he ends up fighting. I forget this, it's how it works out, but anyway, him and Guy Gardner end up fighting each other.
Okay.
And Guy Gardner, back then, Green Lanterns couldn't affect anything that turned yellow. And so Metamorpho ends up beating up Guy Gardner. And so the cover of the one issue is Guy like being held back, like looking like kind of trying to go towards the fight. And then the second part of the storyline after he gets his butt kicked is him falling back like this with like, the stars around his head, like he just got his butt kicked. And there's like, it's just it was a really good storyline. It was just very, it was, that was, those comics were funny. I mean,
Yeah.
they had some good, but reminiscent of this movie, like fun like that. I liked it.
Yeah. That's I mean, because that's what I was thinking. Like when I was watching this movie, I was like, that's what I was like. Well, Grant, because this was your thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
These are your
yeah. And
when we were collecting comics, this was your thing.
I was a diehard DC fan for years,
Yeah,
and and the funny thing is like as time went on, the funny, fun comics started getting like poo-pooed on. You know what I mean? It's like people
yeah,
started like not say, oh, and they just started getting pushed to the side, and then the dark and
yeah.
gritty and
Everybody
all
wants everything dark. Yeah,
yeah, that all took over, and then it took over the movies, and it did all that stuff. And I'm like, fine, I'm like, this just isn't my scene anymore. This is
yeah,
not doing it for me. So this was a really, this was just very, very a welcome to me, a return, but just a very welcome reinterpretation of all this stuff because it was just, man, they did a great job.
yeah.
You
It's
know,
and it like I really like like I'm glad. I'm rooting for James Gunn. I'm rooting for the
yeah,
DC universe. Like, um, I love Marvel and I love the Marvel universe, but and there's room for
there's
more,
room.
right?
Yep,
There's room for
yep,
both, right? So, um, like I'm rooting for them. I hope they do well. And if this is any indication as to where they're going, um, I'm really excited, because I think that it opens up a lot of possibilities. Like, I always get in those, I guess the Snyderverse or whatever it is.
yeah, right,
It was almost like they were embarrassed by the
yep,
characters. They
uh-huh,
were embarrassed to show, like they were afraid to show the characters as they were,
right,
as we knew them to be, and they wanted them to be these like gritty, characters that they never really were in the comics, and
right, yeah.
so I'm excited about where they're headed with this.
Yeah, I mean, just embrace the source material. That's my biggest
Yeah,
thing. It's like, there's a reason these characters have been around for so long and people like them and love them is because of what they are. So it's like just just embrace it and run with it. And yeah, I don't know. I'm glad we've moved beyond the Snyderverse at this point.
yeah,
It would have been a neat one off or like someone's interpretation. It would could have been neat that way, but trying to build a whole universe on that foundation, it's why it failed. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It was a bad foundation for this whole thing. It just didn't work.
yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, and
yeah.
it is about like I do. So they are going to recast like Wonder Woman, all that. Everybody's getting recast.
Everybody's
Everybody's
getting
getting
yep.
recast.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Jason Momoa has already been recast. He won't be the actor. He won't be Aquaman anymore, if and when they introduce him to this universe. But he's going to be playing Lobo, who's a bounty hunter, an alien bounty hunter,
Uh-huh.
and he's going to be in the Supergirl movie as Lobo. So it's like they're already starting to bring him in as like they brought him in. They'll bring him in as Lobo, and um, if they do Aquaman, it'll be somebody else down the road, and
Okay.
yeah. So the only hold, as far as I know, the only holdovers are, Peacemaker, because
Uh,
he had his little cameo in this, which was kind of funny.
right.
And matter of fact, I just the other night watched the Suicide Squad again, and that was James Gunn. He did that version of the Suicide Squad, and I watched that again, and a lot of stuff in there could be pulled forward also because that led right into
Okay.
Peacemaker. And nothing in there. I mean, that was all a bunch of nobodies anyway. So other than Harley Quinn, there was really disconnected from everything anyway.
Okay.
Harley Quinn had been in a bunch of other movies, so I'm not sure what they're going to do with her, if they'll keep her around or keep, what
Right.
recast her. But the way things are going on, I wouldn't be surprised if they just start recasting, just a clean break from everybody just to
Yeah.
keep it. So,
Yeah.
uh,
I still haven't seen that Suicide Squad, and
oh, you
no,
haven't.
I never, I saw the first one. I didn't see that one.
Oh, the first one was terrible. The first one,
Yeah.
all right. Oh, it's pretty
And
bad. As an aside, it's pretty bad when I'm in the theater watching the first Suicide Squad movie, and I'm like, this is bad. Like,
yeah.
and I'm there. I know all the source material. Sign me up. I'm in, and I'm like, oh, this is bad. You
Yeah.
know. So the second one, it was fun the other night when I watched it. I enjoyed it.
Okay. Yeah. I still have to watch that, and I still haven't seen Peacemaker.
Oh
So
yeah, I thought.
I need to sit
Oh,
down. Yeah, I've never,
I
I
thought.
want to see it,
Yeah,
and I've just
I
never
don't.
sat down to
Yeah,
watch it.
I thought you had watched it. I didn't
No.
know. Okay, yeah.
Because you were like, I didn't even know Vigilante was in it
Oh,
until
that's
you
right.
told
Yeah,
me. And I
yeah,
was like,
right.
what?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I got to sit down and watch it.
I forgot about that. Right, because Vigilante was your comic.
Vigilante was my guy. And
Yeah.
now, for what I gathered from he's nothing like what is in the
Right.
TV show. The comic book
Yeah.
guy was nothing like what he is in the TV show.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see it nonetheless.
It's fun to see him in live action. Yeah, he's more strange and silly and Peacemaker. Then because he was a very serious character
Yeah,
and
it was reversed. Like Peacemaker was the one who was like kind of crazy and
he
silly
was
in the
yeah,
comic, and Vigilante was like very serious.
yeah.
It was a bit of a dark comic,
It was
really.
very dark because especially how it ended,
Yeah,
remember?
yeah.
It doesn't he kills
He kills
himself at the very
himself.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I was very like when we were kids still reading and I just
and I
remember
was
being like,
like,
yeah, I was
what?
like,
Yeah,
what is happening here?
yeah. Like it was. I mean, and then that was the third or the second. I think there's like three vigilantes.
Yes, yeah.
Like three
Well,
people take on the man, or no, it was one guy starts out as the vigilante, he leaves, somebody else takes it over, he got killed, and
Peacemaker
then
killed him.
yeah, that's right,
Yeah.
and then the original guy comes back and he ends up committing suicide.
Yes, right, right.
That's how it ends.
And then at some point later on, I remember there was a woman. She became a vigilante. Her name was Vigilante for a little while. So she was the third one, I think. Like
Okay, okay,
um,
I
I
do
could,
remember. Yeah, that's right. It
I
was
could
like his
picture her.
girlfriend, or
I can't remember what she was, but I remember seeing her and other stuff afterwards, and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
okay, Vigilante. So, um,
yeah.
yeah,
I have got to sit down and watch that that show one of these
yeah.
days.
I was, as a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna because the season two starts on the 21st. I think I'm gonna try to rewatch season one just leading up to it just for fun, just
All
because
right.
I do remember liking it and laughing at it. It was a good show. So
All right, maybe I'll try to do that this weekend.
yeah,
I'll try to watch Suicide Squad, and then I'll watch the Peacemaker because I don't think it's that many episodes, right? It's like 6 episodes, eight,
8. I just looked
eight.
last night.
Okay,
8. Yeah,
okay, all right.
yeah.
I'll see what I got.
So, but so if it just back to Superman is just sort of wrap up things. Yeah, very highly recommended. And so at the very end of Superman, it wasn't even an end credits, but Supergirl does show up, and like she shows up, she's like drunk, she's all
Yeah,
rough around the edges, and it turns out Crypto's her dog, and she's like, "Yo, where's my dog?" And he's like, what does she
yeah,
say on the way? She's like, "Later, bitch," or something like
yeah,
that. To Superman. And so, yeah,
yeah,
they definitely set up her as the next movie, which was very, very good. I thought I was.
yeah, yeah. And I forget who the actress is that plays her.
Oh, I we just looked her name because my wife was asking too, and I
I
can't.
can't, yeah, I can't
Some,
remember. I can't.
some,
It's not in my little list here that I'm looking at.
yeah.
But
Oh,
it's a name I know.
yeah. She
I
was in she was in something my wife watched, and then she was in the House of the Dragon. Uh,
oh, okay.
did you watch that?
Yeah, that might be where I know her from.
She was I can't remember whose name it, but she was like in the first half of the first season and before they did like a time jump. And she was really good. I remember liking her. And then they did a time jump and then she was gone. I'm like, well, that was dumb. Like, why'd they do a time jump?
Yeah.
She could
Uh,
have,
I'm
oh,
trying to Millie Alcock.
that's it. That's yep, that's right. Yeah.
That's her name.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, but she was, she was good. So um looking forward to that. And then other than that was part of the very end of the movie, but then they had two end credit scenes, which were just fun. There was nothing, there's a shot of Superman and Krypto on the moon looking at the Earth,
yeah.
which was fun. And then there's some shtick with Superman and Mr. Terrific because they in after there's a the city gets almost ripped in half basically, and they put it back together, but the building isn't lined up right, and Mr. Terrific got all indignant that it wasn't. That Superman's like, well, it's not put back together right or whatever. That was very funny.
And what did he say? He's like, this is why people don't like me, or something like
You're right.
Mr. Terrific walks away, and or he
He's like,
apologizes
I'm
for
saying. He
saying,
goes, I'm sorry. Yeah. What he said? Oh, I can't remember what he said though. He said
and he
something
says
very.
something like, "This is why people don't like me." It's just really funny.
It was good. It was really
I
good.
do have to do a shout out because David Cornsweet,
Oh, there you go.
Cornsweet.
Okay.
Um, he's local.
Oh, I forgot. I did. Yes.
Yes, so we're in southeastern Pennsylvania. He's from, I don't know exactly where he's from, but he is from this area. And what's interesting is, so I listen to the sports radio station WIP
Oh,
in Philadelphia here, and they talk about all Philly sports, obviously.
yeah.
And one of the reporters on there who does all, she's a reporter for the Eagles and the Phillies, Devin Caney, um, is apparently her best friend is married to David Cornsweet or
Oh, how
Sweet
about it?
or how you sweat.
Yeah.
So she like knows him,
Oh,
you
that's
know,
pretty cool.
and like they see each other. She's like, I'm so excited for them because it's
That's
like,
nice. Yeah.
he's been a struggling actor all this time, and and now he's kind of like he's now all of a sudden he's
They hit it
a
big.
star, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's really cool. And then this was really cool. So I mentioned to you before the call that we went to a Phillies game a couple of weeks ago, and it was uh they were doing it was the alumni weekend. It was the night Jimmy Rollins got inducted into the Phillies Wall of Fame.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of reporters there. It was a big night. Place was packed. And so before the game started, we were down. We weren't up in our seats yet. We were just sitting down by near home plate because we wanted to see like the whole ceremony. They were doing a ceremony before the game, and we're there watching. And there's somebody standing in front of the dugout, and he's wearing one of the powder blue shirts that the Phillies wear. And there's all these people, like all these reporters, like gathered around him. And so we're sitting up there. We're like, who is that guy? Like, why is everybody? And we're trying to like, is he a player? Is he an old player? Like, we're trying to figure out because he looked kind of young, but we were a ways back. Well, later on during the game, I'm scrolling through Twitter between innings, and there's a picture of David Corrswet in front of the dugout. So he was
Oh,
there that night,
that's cool.
and I thought that was really neat. So
That is
um,
cool. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so I thought that was pretty neat. So
That's
yeah,
yeah.
there's all these pictures of him. He's wearing a jersey in front of the
That's cool.
dugout. So
Right. That's pretty cool. It's funny because he like I don't think he's been in very I don't think he's been in any like that much before this movie. I mean, I
I
know
don't think so.
I know he's been in a few things here or there, but like when you said about him being a struggling actor, I think he was literally a struggling actor. I
Yes,
mean,
yes. Well,
so
what's interesting is, because now I'm seeing him, I have this like bizarre, eclectic, like I like, I'm really into the Phillies
oh,
and
for
Philly
your
sports
feeds, yeah,
now,
yeah,
and I'm also into movies and I was a theater major, and so all these things are sort of like coming together,
yeah.
and so David Cornsweet also worked at the People's Light Theater in
He did.
Malvern.
He did.
Yes, and
Oh, that's
I worked
cool.
there after college.
Yeah, right.
So I was like, wow, that's really cool.
Oh,
So
that is pretty
he's
neat.
truly like a local guy.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's really
Yeah.
cool. Oh, that's really, yeah, that's neat. Yeah, there's no way you cross paths though. He's much younger than
I no,
us.
yeah, he's significantly younger. I mean, like, yeah. In fact, it says he was in the production of The Forgiving Harvest in 2004 at the People's Light, and that was long after I worked there.
Oh, okay, all right.
So,
Yeah,
yeah. So I it just kind of
that's
cool. Like
cool. Yeah, that is nice.
he is
Yeah.
truly a local guy, you
Oh,
know.
that's pretty cool. Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty neat. So, but anyway,
Yeah.
shout
Yeah,
out to David
that's cool.
Cornsweet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we have to figure out how to say his name, but
Corn Sweat. How did you think it is? It's SWET. So
sweet.
is
I would say
sweat?
I would say sweet.
Yeah,
That's what I would say.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah, because it probably would be. Yeah, I would. That's what, but I'm not good at that stuff, so I don't
yeah. Okay, all right.
know.
So
So,
I'm rooting for this guy now.
yes, me too. Me too. Very much so.
You know,
Good. All
good
right. Well,
stuff.
good. Yeah, very good. All right. Yeah. So let's see. So I talked about Superman. I talked about this is doing very well at the box office.
Yes.
It's beating it already like it beat out Man of Steel. It beat out Superman versus Batman. So and it's got legs. It's still going. It's still making money. So again, same with Fantastic Four. Happy to see it. Just
Yes.
very just two really good movies and just happy, positive movies. I don't know. I really enjoyed both of them. Um, you know.
Yeah, and it's good to hear like because how for how long now have we been like, oh, the Superman or the superhero
Oh,
thing
right.
is done. You
Yeah.
know, it's over. Like that's you know, that's all in the but it's you know, like I think these two movies show that like if you put a good product out,
Yeah.
people are going to come and see it,
Right.
you know?
I agree